Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you have ever felt that incredibly common pull-your-hair-out frustration of studying English grammar for years, memorizing endless vocabulary lists, only to completely freeze up when it's actually time to speak out loud, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking all that built-up knowledge and transforming it into actual, confident speech, and we're doing it in just 30 days. Let's dive right in.
So first things first, we really need to validate that frustration. Why on earth do we freeze up? Well, the sources make it crystal clear. The main culprit here is overthinking. When you step up to speak, if your brain is desperately trying to construct a sentence with absolutely flawless grammar, it just creates this paralyzing anxiety. You're trying so hard not to make a mistake that you end up, well, saying nothing at all.
There's this analogy from the source material that I absolutely love. It says English is like riding a bicycle. You don't learn it by reading a book, you learn it by practicing. I mean, think about that for a second. You literally have to get on the bike, wobble around a bit, and find your balance. Making mistakes isn't failing. It is quite literally how you figure out how to balance. And embracing that wobble, embracing those mistakes, that is the foundational mindset we're bringing into this 30-day challenge.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The speaking mindset, 2. The 15-minute routine, 3. Shadowing basics, 4. Your AI partner, 5. Real-world chats, and finally, 6. The 30-day challenge. We've got a highly actionable toolkit to get through, so let's keep moving.
Section 1. The speaking mindset. Okay, before you practice a single word, we need to call out the absolute most exhausting trap that language learners fall into, and that is translating every single sentence from your native language into English inside your head. It is so incredibly slow, and it just completely kills your confidence. To fix this, you have to force your brain to think directly in English. Yes, for sure, it feels really tricky at first, but your brain is going to adapt. You want to aim for daily micro wins by choosing confidence over perfection every single time. You can even try adopting what they call an English persona, like an alternate, more confident version of yourself, just to make speaking feel a whole lot less intimidating.
Section 2. The 15-minute daily routine. Now, you might be thinking you need hours of study every single day to see any real improvement, but actually, a highly focused 15-minute block is way more effective. Just take a look at how this breaks down. You start with a low-pressure 3-minute warm-up, just talking to yourself. Then, you spend a few minutes actively listening and repeating after a native speaker, followed immediately by practicing a few new vocabulary words. You cap it off by answering spontaneous questions out loud and spend the last minute or two simply reflecting. It takes this massive, intimidating task and turns it into a totally doable, bite-sized daily ritual.
So the crucial point here is actually taking those actions every day. A really powerful challenge highlighted in this routine is recording your answers. When you answer a question aloud in step 3, pull out your phone and record yourself. Listening back to that audio is exactly how you catch your own mistakes and actually notice your improvement over time, all without needing a live tutor sitting right next to you.
Section 3. Shadowing and simple sentences.
All right, let's zoom in on step 2 of that routine, repeating after a native speaker. This is called shadowing, and it's this effortless, incredibly effective way to build a natural rhythm and pronunciation. You're literally just echoing what you hear. And the absolute best place to start is with super simple, daily routine sentences. Things like, I wake up early, I brush my teeth, I drink a glass of water. By repeating these out loud right after you hear them, you're building foundational fluency. You're talking about things you already know and do every single day, which means you aren't overcomplicating it. You're just getting your mouth used to making these English sounds naturally.
Section 4. Your AI speaking partner. Okay, but what if you want to actually have a dynamic conversation and get real-time feedback? Well, we're introducing the ultimate game changer for solo learners, using modern AI, specifically ChatGPT's voice mode, as your 24/7 personal speaking coach. This is the exact prompt you're going to want to use. I am a beginner English learner. Ask me simple daily life questions in English. Wait for my answer before asking the next question. Provide gentle corrections. If you read this directly into the app, it sets the AI up perfectly. Boom. You immediately start a natural back and forth, completely judgment-free dialogue.
And check out how brilliant this AI feedback loop really is. Here's an awesome example from the source material. A learner said to the AI, I go and wake my daughter. I freshen up. The AI took that and gently corrected the somewhat repetitive phrasing to something way more natural. The first thing I do is wake my daughter. Get ready. By comparing your spoken answer to the AI's natural correction, you start to identify these hidden patterns in your mistakes. You slowly refine your speech from slightly awkward phrasing into fluid, everyday English.
Section 5. Real-world conversations. So, you've practiced in the safety of your room with your AI coach. Now it's time to bridge that gap to the real world, and honestly, it all starts with how you construct the perfect self-introduction. You see, a nervous introduction usually jumps around, mixing up past and present tenses randomly, which just completely confuses whoever is listening. The secret to a confident introduction is keeping your tenses strictly organized. Use the present tense for your current situations, like I work as a designer, and the past tense for completed experiences, like I studied in Mexico. And crucially, always remember to state your purpose. Why are you there? It creates curiosity and just keeps the whole conversation flowing naturally.
And what's great is that these conversational frameworks adapt beautifully to completely informal scenarios. Whether you're out getting directions on the street or catching up with an old friend over coffee, the rhythm remains exactly the same. You listen, keep your sentences organized, and you just speak without fear.
And you know what? The exact same rule applies to professional settings too, like a high-stakes job interview or a doctor's visit. In a professional role play, the context is obviously going to shape your tone. You'll probably use a bit more formal vocabulary, but the core structure is identical. You listen, you don't overthink, you formulate a direct answer in English, and you speak with confidence.
Section 6. Taking action today. All right, we've reached the climax of our explainer. Because if you remember our bicycle analogy from earlier, simply reading about speaking, or just sitting here listening to me explain it, isn't actually going to make you fluent. You have to get on the bike. So here is a powerful call to action. I am directly challenging you to do your day one homework right now. Speaking English for just 5 minutes today. Introduce yourself using those exact frameworks we just talked about. Record your voice on your phone while you do it, and here is the absolutely most important part. Completely ignore your mistakes. If you stumble, so what? Just keep going. Let this be your daily reminder that confidence is built through practice, not perfection. You just got to keep the momentum going.
I want to leave you with this one provocative thought. What will your English actually sound like in 30 days if you commit to this? If you stick to that 15-minute daily habit, chat with your AI partner, and truly embrace making those little mistakes, you are going to be completely surprised by your own progress. Believe in yourself, keep practicing, and just watch your fluency soar.